So a lot of you beautiful people grew up in the early 2000s playing great AAA RPGs like Elder Scrolls, Kingdom Hearts, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Elder Scrolls, and that's great. Those are fantastic games. You've had fantastic childhoods. I too was playing those games in my mind because I was poor. So I was born on a tiny ocean booger in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean. You normies like to call it an island. I call it a trash pile. So in 2001, my family flew their French asses out of that frickin' island and moved us all to the good old US of A. That's right, Florida. So as you can imagine, moving to a new state or a new city, even a new county is hard enough because you gotta make new friends and everything. But my ass had to learn a different language. So I was like, je peux avoir la pomme? And they were like, what the hell did you just say? Was that a racial slur? And making friends at school was tough, especially with the language barrier. And since everyone else had a Game Boy, I thought my dreams of being a cool gamer like them would never come true. Until I realized my dad had his compact computer, the one with the hard drive that would like spin and sound like somebody was getting tortured. It was like a sound. It was bad, but it opened my eyes to a revolutionary new genre, a genre that would one day flood the app stores with absolute garbage. I'm talking about free-to-play games. And by a sheer stroke of luck, I discovered a little game developed by Wizette and published by Nexon called MapleStory. But hang on. Let me back it up in case you don't even know what MapleStory is. You don't know what Nexon is. You don't know what any of that is. You're like, why am I even on this video? Don't worry, stick around, I got you. So back in 1994, the Nexon group was created by Jung-Ju Kim and Jake Song, two beautiful bastards in Seoul, Korea who were like, let's make a game company. Because fast forward 25 years, it's worth $1 billion. So, good job. Good job, Jake Song and Jung-Ju Kim. Good job. Their first game, Nexus, The Kingdom of the Winds, came out 2 years later in 1996, and believe it or not, you can still freaking play that game 23 years later, which is crazy. Only if you're in Korea though, sorry. So then if we fast forward to 2003, we have the massively multiplayer online role-playing game, two-dimensional side-scroller MapleStory that comes out on the PC in Korea. And probably the Mac, but Mac can go take a nice bath into a big tub of gasoline and then just straight into the active volcano. It wasn't until 2005 when the game fully released in North America and everybody could get their grubby little chicken nugget kid cuisine hands on the game. From the time I was in 4th grade to around the time I graduated high school, this game was with me. 9 years. I know people say this a lot, but this was my game of the year every single goddamn year. And for those of you who played the game, you know what I'm talking about. This game is freaking iconic. I just have to show you this mouse icon. I just have to show you this beautiful man. Or here's a good one. I bet you're gonna cream instantly when I show you this song. Oh God, I miss my child. Actually, that song could be extremely infuriating, and you know what I'm talking about. On the one hand, you just got home from school, finished your homework, and you're freaking ready to go. You're logging in. You're like, yeah! Time to murder some mushroom. And then you get on and you play. That's your first time going. Or your goddamn state-of-the-art DSL box exploded for the 20th time in the last 5 minutes. And when that happens, the game just automatically kicks you back to this screen. This game is like a toxic relationship in the best way possible. You play 8-9 months, then be like, this is too hard, I quit forever. And then 3 months go by, and then you go, huh, you know, I just want to see what they added. Let me log in and see. Let me see what they added, just the tip. And then, bam! Like a freaking smack on your booty cheeks, you're back in the saddle, ready to go for another 8 months. And when I first started playing the game, it didn't actually click with me. It was like super freaking hard, like very grindy. Like imagine a Miami club on a New Year's night at the stroke of midnight type of grindy. It's just bodies on you. God help me, the bodies. But the game was just super fun to play. It was addicting. You had the numbers popping up. You had the gameplay, which was, kind of basic, but the fact that you had more abilities as you leveled up to be like stronger and better, and then you'd see those numbers, but bigger, and you'd get bigger numbers, and then and the enemies you used to have to run away from, you end up just killing with one move. It's satisfying to see that growth, and I think that's the magic of RPGs. But that's where you're probably like,
Alan, you're describing every RPG game ever made.
And you would be right, but to me, and especially back then, when I couldn't actually afford a AAA game or an Elder Scrolls, there was a certain charm that the game had that made me gravitate towards it, like a white girl gravitates to a Starbucks. You just keep coming back. The environments and the visuals of MapleStory were absolutely beautiful to me. But not in like the super high graphics, holy smokes, my eyeballs can't take the amount of realism coming through my screen right now, I'm gonna brain blast. Not that kind of beautiful. It was like a handcrafted kind of beautiful. Like the look and the art direction of each of these environments were so fully thought out, or at least it feels like it. Every environment has such intricate detail and line work, and I can tell that these artists put love into every single nook and cranny. Not to sound like a freaking boomer, but every freaking nook and cranny of this game had this detail and line work and care that went into it. But the true cherry on top of the MapleStory milkshake had to be the music. The music complemented the environments so well. Every area had a soundtrack to accompany the theme that really just married the two together and really convinced me sometimes that this is a living, breathing world I was just experiencing. And I know that sounds stupid because it's a 2D side-scroller, but I swear, your brain just kind of gets lost into it. From the freaking creepy music in Sleepywood that made me want to leave as soon as I entered, to the awesome freaking Kerning Square that just had really good music to kill CDs to. Like, I was killing DVDs and I was convinced I was there. Which sounds stupid. Absolutely stupid. And the main themes were absolute bangers. Let me just play one. Like, how cool is the main theme for Arian? It really sounds like an adventurous desert song where you go out and destroy the entire population of meerkats, baby cactuses, and desert bunnies. It's beautiful! Or how peacefully quirky the hunting area is in Erev. Like, just imagine committing mass genocide on the entire duck population while you have this song playing in your head. It's magical. It's magical. And who can forget the most iconic song in the entire game? The Genesis main theme song. Genesis was like the Hollywood of MapleStory. This is where everyone gathered around to just hang out. There'd be like stacks of people on chairs just talking away. And it was also my best bet as a noob to find a freaking high-level player and just be jealous, because I had a life. Music is so important, and not just in MapleStory, not just in games, in life in general. It's the beautiful bow that ties everything together. It encapsulates the moment long after the moment is gone. It just holds it for you. And the next time you hear that song, it just comes flooding back to you, good or bad. Listening to the music of MapleStory today is like finding your old iPod in your closet 10 years later, and you listen to the songs that are on there and you're like, oh my God, I remember that road trip. Oh my God, I remember the time I got a wedgie and then listened to Gravity by John Mayer because I was so sad about it. That didn't happen to me. That was just an example. That was just an example. Gravity. It's the music that reminds me of how vibrant the MapleStory community used to be before all the game updates and changes and the internet changing and the world changing and oh my God, why is there so much change? But don't get me wrong, I still love the game at its core and it will always have a special place in my heart. You see that spot right there? That's MapleStory. So now you're asking, Alan, why is MapleStory the most important game of your childhood? I'm glad you asked. This game helped me to come out of my shell, especially during the middle school years where everyone would agree with me, is not the most comfortable time ever. But the community in the early days helped me to see the best in people. I realized most people wanted to help, and the people I came across wanted the same thing I did. They wanted to feel like they mattered, or made a difference to someone else, even for a brief moment. And I feel like that's a direct reflection of how we all want to feel in the real world. Subconsciously, I think I started to apply the way I was making friends online into how I started making friends at school. And I think it was priceless, especially during the middle school years where I was just a weird freaking idiot.
Damn. That was deep. Nerd.
Thanks for watching, guys. I took a fat trip down memory lane for this one. If you ever play MapleStory and you have a story, please comment below. I will read every single one of them because I lived it. I was there with you. If you made it this far, don't forget to leave a fat like on the video. And if you want to see more stuff like this, just smack the old subscribe button. Just smack it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Just imagine disgusting human bodies just dancing. Just bodies all over you, man. Just super grindy. Whoa, whoa, there's a grind bone in my pants. Disgusting, sweaty bodies. Like, why do you go to the club? It's disgusting.
Nerd.